Dave, this is a bittersweet video to make. I think it is unfortunate that we don't take time to tell the people that we work with how much they mean to us and the impact that they have on us until they're leaving. But such as it is, I'm going to take an opportunity now to tell you that it has really been a pleasure to work with you, to call you a colleague for these last 3 years. I've really valued your perspective, your voice, your sense of humor, your love of middle schoolers, and really your joy for social studies. I think that is the thing that has resonated with me the most, is coming to a new school, coming to a new city, and just feeling really warm and welcome embrace by you. And I just want to wish you and Beth just the best next chapter. I think it's such a blessing that you have a grandchild on the way, and I hope to keep hearing your name pop up for many years to come. Good luck, steady on. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for Overlake, and for being a wonderful colleague and a great friend for these last 3 years. Best.
Well, Dave, remember when we used to say that those NWAIS conferences really didn't have anything meaningful to us? Well, I was thinking the 2019 one certainly had something incredibly memorable to both of us, because it was there that we went to the session on planning your retirement. And clearly it must have had a big impact, as here I am sitting at home on a work day and you planning to do the same shortly. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you at this summer's gathering of ex-Overlake teachers who still know what it means when I say parking committee. So it's been great working with you over the years. I really look forward to having some fun with you now that it's all done. Well done, Dave. Bye-bye.
I wanted to say congratulations on you retiring after such a wonderful and impactful career here at Overlake. It's been such a joy getting to know you. I remember my first year here going with your group to service day at Carnation Farms, I think, and also the food bank. And another memory from my first year here, just the day after the election, going to your homeroom just in a state of shock, and you always have the words, I think, to connect with students and make them think more clearly or examine from multiple perspectives. But it's just been really nice working with you, and I know we're gonna miss you a ton, but it's exciting for you to be able to spend more time with your grandchild and not have to go to work every day, especially after this crazy year. So congratulations and thank you so much for everything, and I hope you enjoy retirement.
Hi, Dave. It looks like you're really doing this. I can't quite believe it. I'm still coming to terms with it. I have a lot of things I want to thank you for. I want to thank you for the way that you've challenged our students to work with hard topics, to become informed, caring, outspoken global citizens. I want to thank you for your part in the development of our service learning program. That's become a huge part of who we are as a school today. For me personally, I will miss a lot of things about you. I'll miss your sense of humor. I'll miss your honesty, and many times you provided perspective for me when I've had trouble working with a student or their family, and I've appreciated that so much over the years. And of course, I will miss sharing stories, books, anecdotes, snark, jokes, all of those kinds of things on a day-to-day basis. You will truly be missed. I know that every fall when we come back on campus, you and I look at each other and we share a hug, and we look at each other like, okay, we both truly are coming back for another round of this. And for me, it's such a relief to see you there. And I will miss that hug next fall. I will miss the hug. But what's more important is that I'm so excited for what you have coming next in the next chapter of your life. You've got adventures planned. You've got a new grandbaby to welcome. It's time. I'm super excited for you. And I know where you live. And I also need your garlic chicken recipe. I lost it for when you made garlic chicken for me when I had my carpal tunnel surgeries. So Thank you for your service. Thank you for being such a great friend, and I wish you the best of luck going forward.
Mr. Bennett, I remember the first time I walked into your classroom, you called me Professor Huffstetter, and you gave a first-year teacher at Overlake instant credibility with some of our wonderful students. You may have not even noticed it, but I was just forever grateful for that. Just true professionalism right there. And, I'm sure you're going to be hearing about the many great things you've done over the years here, between service learning to the GOB, to the Human Rights Conference, to creating the ATL role. But to me, the thing that stands out the most is you teach these kids to be selfless, to think outside of themselves about their community and how to really be a global citizen. And in your conversations with your students, it has just inspired me to think that way as well. And I know you've had a great influence on me and a great impact in my time at Overlake. And I certainly won't miss our conversations, and I've just enjoyed sharing a study hall and a room together on most days. And while you will be gone, Boggle will live on in the 7th grade retreat. And don't worry, we will Zoom you in or Teams you in to play a round or two. But just forever grateful for everything you've brought into this community that's so dear to many of us. And I hope you enjoy your grandkid time now.
Hello, Dave. I just wanted to say thank you with all my heart for all your hard work, great advice, good stories that you always told me and shared with me over the years that I've been here at Overlake. You always made me feel very welcomed, and I really appreciate that. I know that your spirit, your sense of adventure, your really good memories and stories have always filled your classes with a lot of enthusiasm. The kids love you. You've really done a wonderful job all these years in your classes, Geography B, and for the department. So thank you so much for all of it. I wish you a wonderful retirement, but I know that you will use every single minute for greater adventure and knowledge, and that's wonderful. Hope to see you again soon. Hope to have you as a guest speaker, and I hope that your travels and adventures will keep you safe and sound for many years to come. Thanks. See you later.
Hi, Dave. Congratulations on retirement. I've strategically placed myself in front of as many geographic things as I possibly can. And I just want to let you know that your legacy will continue to live on at this school. The students that I've been advising who've been working on the Global Ethnic Studies proposal continuously cite your class as a good model that our department should continue to think about and use in the development of our curriculum from 5 through 12 going forward. My best memory of you is when you crowned my 2 students over all of BG's students as the green and gold Geography B champions when I taught 8th grade for the 1 year. And I wish you all the best in retirement. What a wild year to end on. I know you will find a lot of rest and relaxation, which is well-deserved, especially after this year, but also after the long career in teaching you've had here at the Overlake School.
So Dave, I think we first really got to know each other when you so graciously, in my first year at Overlake, invited me to accompany you with the Citizen Project you'd created for Project Week that year. And it turned out to be such a wonderful demonstration of how you engage students in discussions of social justice, in community service. As you drove us around the neighborhoods of Seattle in that Overlake minibus, we all learned so much from you about the history of the different neighborhoods and communities. And as someone who was new to Seattle at that point and just moved here from 3,000 miles away, it was particularly a treat to get to learn from you about this area. So thank you so much for everything you've done for our students, for all of your colleagues. It's been such a delight to get to know you and to work with you. And we will definitely miss you, but I wish you the absolute best on these next adventures. Enjoy.
Dear Dave, this is a big thank you for everything that you have done in your years at Overlake, whether that was starting Overlake's community service program, which obviously is going very strong today, or whether it was getting Kiva Club off the ground, which also is going strong with over $76,000 loaned in the form of 1,100 loans to over 73 countries, to your engaging, fun lessons on geography and helping our students better understand human rights and issues globally and at home. You have made an incredibly lasting impact on the lives of so many Overlake students. And I know in the social studies department, we're going to miss your wry sense of humor, but we are so happy for you to know that you will be out, hopefully on more adventures and exploring more of the world. Your legacy will live on in the lives of so many students, and wishing you all the best and a really, really happy, well-deserved retirement.
I wish that I could be with you in person to help honor Dave Bennett, but unfortunately I live 1,500 miles away, so I will do my best from a distance. I met Dave 22 years ago when he was acting history department head and was interviewing me to be a successor in that position. Dave made me feel immediately at home, and it was my conversation with him more than anything else that convinced me I wanted to teach at Overlake. Once I began my tenure at the school, it did not take me long to realize what a craftsman Dave is. For him, teaching is not simply a profession, it is a calling. If Overlake named the Teacher of the Year, Dave Bennett would win it so many times that the award would have to be retired. A whole generation of 7th graders remember his Human Rights Conference as one of the highlights of their Overlake careers. Some of you may not know this, but for years Dave taught upper school electives. Countless alums will tell you that his courses on constitutional issues and genocide literally changed their lives. Dave is that kind of teacher. He infuses his classes with a passion for inquiry, world repair, and justice. During his time at Overlake, Dave's teaching has extended far beyond the classroom. For many years, he directed the school's community service program. In that capacity, in addition to overseeing Overlake's service requirement and directing Service Day, Dave, along with former head of school Frank Rahalva, helped establish the Overlake School in Cambodia. Dave is not just a superb teacher, he is also a wonderful colleague. I came to Overlake in 1999 with 23 years of teaching under my belt, but working with Dave has made me a much better teacher. In my 16 years at the school, I learned more about teaching from him than in all my previous years in the classroom. Dave has always been generous about sharing ideas that on my own I would not have been creative enough to think of. In fact, it was he who introduced me to the writings of his friend and mentor, Sam Weinberg, founder of the Stanford History Education Group, an organization that has produced the most important and interesting recent innovations in history and social studies education. But my relationship with Dave goes far beyond that of colleague. Over the years, he has become a great and generous friend. He and I have shared many activities, but two stand out as most gratifying. The first is hiking. Together, we have explored numerous trails in the Cascades, as well as one or two in the Olympics. Among the many pleasures of hiking with Dave is that, although I'm certain he can move much faster than I, he has always been tolerant of my increasingly slow pace. Related to that first activity is a second and equally important one, eating pie, especially after a long day in the mountains. Dave loves good pie and bad coffee. Fortunately, he has a remarkable ability to find quality pie in the most out-of-the-way places. I can remember one particular time driving together through a town like Concrete, desperately looking for a place to stop for pie. I could not see any likely prospects. Suddenly, Dave pointed to a nondescript shopfront and said simply, "There." I don't know how he knew, but in that little hole in the wall, I had one of the best pieces of pie I have ever eaten. I don't want to go on for too long, so I will stop here and say, Dave, I know that Overlake will never be able to replace you. At the same time, I have no doubt that you will enjoy retirement. It sure beats working.
40-something years ago, Dave and I lived across the street from each other. We didn't know it at that time, but I'm pretty confident that inadvertently our paths might have crossed somewhere on Telegraph Avenue or at the little store at the corner of Dwight and Ellsworth. But luckily, not too much further in the future, we formally met on a rainy morning in late August of 1992 as we began our first of 29 years of working together. Dave, we have shared a lot. The first tumultuous years here at Overlake, family milestones and holidays, baseball games. But perhaps the most meaningful and definitely one of the most cherished times together has been our work in Mississippi over the projects weeks that we've done together. I don't exactly remember what year it was, but I do remember having dinner at your house, and you had just recently come back from your sabbatical, and you sort of said, hey, I have this great idea. And this idea was to travel to Macomb, Mississippi and record the stories of those folks that had been directly involved in Freedom Summer. I sort of looked at you and said, sounds great. Why are you telling me about this? Because I didn't think I really have that much to offer, but you convinced me that that was actually not the case. And then together, but mostly due to your efforts, your insights, we really put together what has been for me one of the most eventful and meaningful projects and teaching experiences that I have had. For that, I will always be thankful. I will definitely miss you around here, but at the same time, I do know where to find you. So I'm not going to let you get too far away. We have summer Wednesday afternoon baseball games, and I have a feeling that in the next few years, our paths will cross, this time purposely, in downtown Seattle, New York City, maybe even Palm Desert. But I'm not going to let you get too far away. But congratulations on taking this next step, and we will all miss you around here.